Welcome back to another video, y'all. Today we have the best wing build for season 4 and the only wing build you will need for the rest of the year. Let's hop right into how to make this build for y'all. Let's get right into it. So first, for our archetype, this is actually going to be a first, I think, because I don't think I've ever done this archetype for really any of my builds before, and it's actually going to be an offensive defenseman. I've been trying a little bit something new, and I've actually been liking it a lot, so that's why I'm bringing y'all this build. We are going to go 5'9" for the height, of course, just to get us a little bit more speed. Now, unfortunately, you can't go 160 for the weight, so we are going to go the next best thing, which is going to be 175, which will still allow us to get 94 speed, so do not worry. You can, of course, shoot whichever hand you want to, and abilities and boosts we will come back to as always. Now, first, for your technique attributes, you're going to notice a common theme amongst these builds, and for most of these, we're just simply going to add as much we possibly can to our speed and as much we possibly can to our agility, and that's exactly what we're going to do with this build. So we're going to add +5 to both, then take 4 off both your wrist shot and slap shot accuracy, then take 1 off of your balance as well. Next, for your power attributes, we're just simply going to add 5 to acceleration and 5 to endurance as well, because like I said, we're trying to be as fast as we can. So with that, we need our acceleration up as much as we possibly can. Then we're going to add 5 to endurance, because endurance is probably the most important attribute this year. You get gas so freaking quick, it's not even funny. Then we're just simply going to take 3 off wrist shot power, 3 off slap shot power, then take 2 off puck control. And wrist shot power, we need it at least an 82, because we're going to need that for something later in the build, so I'll tell y'all that when we get there. After that, for your playstyle attributes, we're just simply going to add 5 to passing, add 2 to offensive awareness, and 2 to defensive awareness, then just simply take 4 off your body checking. Then for your tenacity attributes, we're going to do pretty much the same thing with all of these builds for these. We're just simply going to add 5 to hand-eye and to strength. Then we're going to take 5 off both durability and shot blocking, because honestly, if you see yourself getting injured a lot and you feel like you're getting injured a lot, maybe up the durability a little bit, but I'll be so real, I don't see myself getting more than injured once a game, if that. So that's why I completely tank the durability, and I don't really see any difference as to when I juice up the durability either. And finally, for your tactics attributes, we're of course just going to add 5 to deking, add 3 to discipline, then take 5 off your face-offs, as I mean, this is a D-man build, so even if you wanted to, you are not going to be able to have even decent face-offs if you use this build in 6s and you had to step into the circle because your center gets a penalty. It's just not going to happen with this build. You're not going to be able to win face-offs, unfortunately. But then we're just simply going to take 3 off fighting, because at least maybe you'll be able to win a fight by only having to take 3 off that. Now, going back to your abilities, for your zone ability, truthfully, of course, you're more than welcome to use whichever ability you want. But in all honesty, besides maybe no contest, the only ability that's really going to activate for you as a wing, unless maybe you have a centerman who likes to go in front of the net a lot, go for tips, maybe you could use Seeing Eye. But truthfully, I think the only real feasible ability here is going to be 1T, so that's what we're going to go with. Then for your superstar abilities, like always, you are of course welcome to pick whatever you want. If there's something that fits with your playstyle, definitely go with that. But the 2 that I am rocking with that I feel like are probably 2 of the best abilities that you can use overall, no matter what position you're playing, are, of course, for the first one is going to be close quarters, and that is of course just to increase your wrist shot power, your wrist shots, your snapshots close to the net, and that just helps out a whole lot, especially when we don't have a whole lot of wrist shot power and slap shot power. So that is going to help with that. Then for our second one, you can go with an offensive ability. I like to rock skilled up a lot, but I know a lot of people don't go for Michigans and stuff as much as I normally do. I'm a clip farmer, okay? Y'all can yell at me in the comments if you want, feel free to. But what I actually decided to go with that I feel like is universally better for pretty much everybody is going to be shutdown. Just so even as a wing, it does not hurt to help have a little bit of defense as well. So that's why I gave him shutdown. If you wanted to, like I said, you could go with a passing ability, but I am not a big believer in passing abilities. I feel like you should be able to make most of your passes, but if you're not comfortable, if you're newer to the game and you feel like you just want that passing ability just to help you out a little bit, definitely feel free to use that. Do not let me make that shy away from you using a passive ability just till you get comfortable. And finally, for your boost, they are both going to be in the playstyle category for this one. For our first one, we're actually going to go with controlled passing, because having a higher passing attribute will just help with kind of those pinpoint passes, the saucer pass where you maybe only have like a step to hit your guy. It will definitely help with those, especially because we don't have a passing ability. Then for our second one, like I said, we will be in the playstyle category once again, and we are going to be using disciplined IQ, of course. Reason being for this, like I said with shutdown, it does not hurt to have more defense as well on a wing build, because you will see you already have really good offense. So what's the worst that happens if you put a little bit more defense and you're able to help out, you're able to pick off those passes at the blue line and also get some of those poke checks in to help you get a lot more breakaways and a lot more goals, which is exactly what this build is meant to do. And this is the winger build that I am currently rocking with in NHL 25 and will be rocking with for the rest of the year. If you did enjoy this video and you are enjoying these builds, please feel free to drop a like, comment any other builds you want to see me create down below, whether it's player builds or it's just builds like this in general that's catered to a certain position or play style. And also make sure you sub and notice on so you don't miss your favorite players and you don't miss any of these banger builds in the future. I greatly appreciate you boys watching. Hope to see y'all boys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.